Hello there, welcome back to Beauty Bees, where today we're doing a get ready with me. That's kind of all the information I have about what this video is going to be. I haven't decided fully what kind of look I'm going to do. I'm thinking pretty natural, but usually I have things pretty well planned out before I sit down to make these, and that didn't happen today. I am starting out with a new tube of this watermelon dew all over serum from Tony Moly. This is a lot thicker than what I think of as a serum. I have used a couple tubes of this in the past and I do like it. I just use it as a lightweight moisturizer. I find that it wears really well under makeup, and I think that I am going to do at least some powder today because I don't know, my skin has just been not awful, but it's not been consistently nice in quite a while. I was really lucky to not have to deal with much acne or really much of anything through most of my 20s. And now it's like I've been getting these little bumps and it's really messing with me a lot more than it should. So I'm going to let that sink in for a little while before I try to go over it with anything. I'm going to take this time to fill in my brows. So what have you guys been up to? I haven't been up to too much really, just work. I felt so tired recently once I'm done with work for the day. And just not feeling as into beauty YouTube. I still like filming, I still like editing, but I really haven't been watching a lot of beauty content. So sometimes I think that gets me to not want to make as much, or at least to not feel motivated to film as much as I did maybe a year and a half ago when I was really consistently putting out videos about every other day. So my skin is still feeling a little bit tacky, so I think I'm going to do my eyes now. I'm starting out with just some basic eye primer. This is the one from the Balm. I don't think this is anything special, but it gets the job done. And as we've been getting into summer, I've been noticing that my skin as a whole, but especially my eyelids, are starting to get just a little bit more oily again. And that I should actually probably be wearing eyelid primer pretty regularly if I want my shadow to still look good at the end of the day, which sometimes I don't care very much and sometimes I do. Should probably care more often, honestly. Okay, let's go in. Actually, you know what? I'm supposed to be working on a cream blush. Where is it? We're gonna go in with some cream blush. This one's from Bare Minerals, and I'm supposed to be working on this in a project, and I have been using it. Not as quite as consistently as I wish I was, but there has been at least some usage. And sometimes that's all you can hope for. That's looking really rosy in my monitor and really natural in my mirror, so we'll see in editing how this is coming across on camera. Then I'm going to take some of this Laura Mercier powder. This is the one that was in the birthday gift last year. I'm going to take a pretty generous amount of that just on my little skunk brush, or I guess not so little skunk brush in the big scheme of things, and buff that all over my face. I find that I've been reaching for this a lot recently because it does a nice job of slightly mattifying, doing a little bit of blurring, and it doesn't feel like I have a lot of stuff on my face because I just cannot deal with the feeling of foundation on my face. It just, I feel like it is just coming out of my pores. I feel like it's weeping from my pores by the end of the day, and I know it isn't. It's just been sitting on top of my face, but I hate it. So I need my skin to continue to cooperate with me and not get too bad to the point where I feel self-conscious if I don't wear foundation, because I would not be a happy camper then. And I think that is looking pretty nice overall. Let's get to the eyes. Now, I didn't actually pull anything specific for my eyes. I have this Tinkerbell eyeshadow that is also in a project. I feel like that would look nice. I do want to keep it pretty natural because I just want to fit the summery vibe that's going on today. And I really like my top, and I don't want the makeup to be the focal point today. And isn't that pretty? It's just so light and sparkly. With just a little bit of that nice light beigey pink base. So I put that all over the lid. I think that I want a little bit more dimension. So for that, let's see. I have this palette. I pulled this together for a Get Ready With Me that I filmed and then just trashed last week. But I feel like this would be a really good crease color for this look. Kind of has the same vibes overall. Sort of that nudie pink. That's a little bit more than I really wanted, but let's go with the same and then I can blend things out. So I can't say this is a clean makeup brush, but it at least doesn't have any new eyeshadow on it. I'm just going over the edges, trying to make them a little less obvious, and I think that worked out really nicely. So next, I'm going to stick with that same little palette and go into this almost white shade. It has a little bit of a pink glow to it. I'm putting that in my inner corner. You can see how that just brightens up that area so nicely. I do like that. And now, because I don't quite know when to stop, I'm going to take this deeper pink, sort of another take on a pinky beige, but this one's just a little bit deeper. I'm going to use that in my outer corner, just so there's a gradient of light to deep across my eyes, or, you know, light to less light, but still not deep. I'm using that same color under my eyes. I feel like pink always brings out the green in my eyes, and I really do appreciate that. Okay, so it's nothing super striking, but I think it's looking pretty nice so far. I can see myself doing a little subtle little wing with this, but I want to finish up the rest of my face first to make sure that it's not going to feel like too much. So the one item that I did specifically pull out for this video is the Bare Minerals Warmth Loose Bronzer. Now this stuff is scary to me. It's so deep. It has this little sifter that I feel like I'm getting too much out of every time. It looks like, oh, you know what it looks like is Nesquik, that powder that you use to make chocolate milk. I don't know. I haven't had Nesquik in a decade, but I feel like it's the same this color, right? Kind of looks like this. And it looks so scary when I first apply it to my cheeks, but it gives me this really nice, soft, rosy effect eventually, after it stops looking like something approaching a hate crime. So I'm using that same brush that still has a little bit of the Laura Mercier powder, just to blend that in. Sometimes if I've gone in with a little bit too much of the Bare Minerals, I'll go in with even more of the Laura Mercier powder, and that seems to help really buff things out and keep things looking fairly natural. I really like where this is at right now. Let's figure out the lips and then we can decide on the wing liner. So this is another area where I feel like I really should have sat down and figured things out before I turned on my camera, but that's a lot to ask of me. So I have Cherries in the Snow, which I think is a little more red than my shirt today. And I also have, no, I can't deal with the scent of the flower lipstick today. You know what I haven't used in a while is this. This is the Super Stay Final from Maybelline. This is a really pretty pink. It's not as bold as my shirt, but it's kind of in the same vein, I think. And this is a liquid lipstick, but it's a glossy liquid lipstick. It never really dries down matte, but it has the longevity that you would associate with a normal liquid lipstick. It's very strange. I'm starting by lining my lips with this hot pink from ColourPop, which is not sharp at all. And where is my sharpener? Shocker, it was exactly where it was supposed to be, right next to me. Isn't that always how it is? Okay, now I can finish my lips. Maybe I should have just gone with this color all over my lips. I feel like it's closer, but you know what? It's fine. It'll wash off at the end of the day. I am going to trace out a little bit more area. Just fill in the outer portion of my lips pretty fully to make them look a little bit fuller and poutier when I eventually put on the lighter lipstick. That's not symmetric. Sure, whatever. It's going to be fine. I'm going to cover it up anyway. So, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to shake these. And then, let's go. Okay, I love that. I love the color. It is definitely not the super bold pink that you see on my lips. A lot of that is the lip liner, but it turned out so good. I'm so happy with this. And I feel like I do want some liner, but not winged eyeliner. I think that is going to be the happy place for me today. or maybe a little wing. We'll see. We'll see where this takes me. So I'm just going to take my liquid liner and run it up over, I don't know, the outer 2/3 of my eyelid or so. You know, I'm just going to do the wing. Okay. Whatever, it's fine. They're not even kind of even, but I don't think it's going to get better. I think I'm only going to lead myself into trouble. So let's get some mascara. I could probably use some highlight, but you know what? No, I don't think I'm going to add any highlight. I think we're just going to add some mascara and call it a day. You know, as I was filming this video, I was intending to talk about what I've been reading, what I've been enjoying. Instead, I just talked about makeup, which is something that I feel I haven't been enjoying terribly much in recent months. But, oh well, c'est la vie. So, I think that is the look. Clearly, the lips are the focal point of the face, but I think they play really nicely with the shirt. They're a little bit cooler than the shirt, but perfect matching is not going to happen. So, how do you like it? I am pretty into it. I mean, it's nothing spectacular or super unusual. I've definitely done a version of this look like 4 or 5 different times on my channel, but it's a look that I like. It's a look that I keep coming back to for a reason. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing, and maybe see if you can find one of those other 4 or 5 times I've done essentially this look. And I hope I see you all next time. Bye, guys.